Hey everybody, Ken Lehman here with Young Adults of Worth Ministries. I just want to share something that happened last night with the Union Young Adult Group, which is here in Collin County, Texas. If you don't know about Union, check them out at unionministry.org. They're just an awesome group of young adults that are continuing to meet weekly and continuing to encourage one another in their growth and walk with Jesus Christ. So that's an awesome ministry that Young Adults of Worth is partnered with and has been for many years now. So check them out. But they met last night and they had several people volunteer to come up on stage and talk about how they've been hurt before from other Christians or the church themselves. And it was just heartbreaking to hear and to hear their stories about things that have happened to them and that people have done or said to them that really was painful and really hurt their walk with Jesus Christ and hurt and shook their foundations of their faith, some of them. And it was just very heartbreaking to hear and to acknowledge the fact that, the church isn't perfect. The church, us as believers, have hurt other people. And so, my heart goes out to them. I applaud them for having the courage to stand up and speak truth into what has happened to them and what their stories were. So that was just awesome to see. And it definitely made an impact for me, and I'm sure for others that were there in attendance. And obviously, we've all been hurt in thinking about our own life and our relationships with other believers and the church as a whole. At my age, I have countless stories of how other people have hurt me or hurt others that I love. And it's been difficult at times to kind of go through that, especially when the people doing that hurt are Christians and are believers, whether it's within the church or whether it's other people that we know. And so instead of, sharing my stories on this video, I would rather focus on how I've come to kind of cope with the fact that we're going to be hurt. Other Christians are going to let us down, and we've got to figure out, how to proceed and how to continue being a Christian and being a Christ follower. So things that have helped me is to realize that, in God's eyes and in God's standards, we're all evil sinners. Every single one of us. There's not a single person on this earth that's not an evil sinner when it's compared to God's moral law and his perfection. And so that's why we need Jesus to cover all of our sins. So we've all done things and said things. I know I personally have said things and done things that have hurt other people. And, sometimes I do them without even thinking about it or even acknowledging or realizing that I said something or did something that hurt other people. So if you're watching this and you're one of those people, I sincerely apologize. I never intend to do that, never intend to say something that hurts other people. But I know that I have, and I know that there's probably been times that I did it and didn't even realize it. But what's helping me in coping when other people hurt me is to realize that I too have done and said stupid things, and I too have hurt other people and let people down, people that I love or people that know me or work with me or even in the church, that I've hurt or offended. So that has helped me in realizing that when someone hurts me, I just realize that, man, I too have hurt other people. So I try and give them that grace to realize that, I'm not perfect, so I can't, force them to be perfect and expect them to be perfect, that they too are going to make mistakes sometimes. So that has helped me in my walk as well, is just to realize that and to try and give other people grace when they let me down or fail me or hurt others that I love. And then to try and forgive them. Christ has told us to forgive. And so that's what we do, is we give them the grace to fail once in a while and to do things that might hurt us, and then turn around and forgive them and move on. and not let that damage our relationship with that person or even with the church as a whole. And, obviously, we sometimes put people up on a pedestal, like leaders in the church or pastors or their spouses, even, or other people that we admire that maybe have been Christians a lot longer than we have. And so we put them up on this pedestal of saying, hey, they're a great Christian that I should try and follow and try and aspire to be. And there's really nothing wrong with that, but we have to also realize that they're humans like we are, and they're evil sinners in God's eyes like we are. So when they make mistakes and they fail, which they will, because everyone does, that we have to realize that that's normal, and it shouldn't shock us, and it shouldn't shake our faith, because the person that we should emulate and follow is Jesus Christ. He is the person that we're following. It's not someone else in the church, or it's not the church itself of other believers. It's Jesus Christ. So we have to realize that, and we have to realize that he's our example. He's the one we follow. That's why we have to be in his word all the time and reading about what God has said and what God has done and who he is. And that's we're aspiring to be more like Christ. That's what Christians mean. Christian is little Christ. That's what it stands for, or what it means is little Christ. So we're followers of Christ. We're mimicking Christ. We're supposed to be like Christ, not to be like other Christians. So when other Christians say things or do things that hurt us or let us down, it shouldn't shake our belief in God. It shouldn't shake our faith in Jesus. We should, again, just give that person grace, knowing that we too have screwed up. We too have hurt people. And so we just got to give them the grace and forgive them and move on, and not let it affect our relationship with them or relationship with Jesus. So I hope this has been somewhat helpful. That was the intent, is to try and share how I deal with it and cope with it when people hurt me that are Christians, or the church has hurt me. And so I hope it's helpful for you. Thanks. Bye.